Okay, so this will be my first topic of this little series, I guess. The topic is going to be about clubs and the different experiences I've had with clubs and the people I've met and the kind of clubs I've been to. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna say what the names of some of them, because some of them aren't even around anymore, so it doesn't really matter. But some of them I won't because I don't want them to be like getting an attitude and being bitchy. Not that they'd watch this video because I don't have anyone that watches my videos anyway. So this is just me kind of wanting to document my experience, I guess. Anyway, so just to give context, I started this game in 2019 in December. And I didn't do a clubbing thing. I didn't really even know about it until after Shadowbringers because I did MSQ pretty much all the way through. It took me about a month to do most of it, and plus all like the extra stuff. I didn't do all the extra stuff, but after I did that, a friend recommended it, and I was like, "Huh, okay, I'll check it out." And I was on Siren at the time, um, and the Siren had a lot of clubs. They had a big one called D-Light, and at that time it was popping. It was the most popular one. Um, it was always like packed, and it was going for a while. That was the first one I ever went to, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't talk to many people at clubs because I'm not a very social person. Plus, I'm not really good at it anyway. I'm not good at socializing, but I go just to really like see what's going on. If I like it, I'll stay, and I did in fact like it enough to keep going and going to other clubs. But D-Light was the first club I ever really went to, and I remember around what time it was. It was when it was a Valentine's event where like the suit and tie glam was in the game now. It was around that time, and at this club I met a girl. Um, she was kind of weird. Um, because I went there a second time and she was there again, and she asked me if I wanted to date her, I guess, but it's like I don't really do that kind of thing. So I said no, also because that's the second fucking day I have met this person. I ain't doing that shit. Um, and she didn't take it well. She called me a bitch. It's like a nice girl. It's like those nice r/nice guys and all that shit where like you you say no to them and they're like fuck you bitch, I never wanted to date you anyway. It was kind of like that would happen, and I was like huh. I was like, because I was under the impression that the community in this game up to this point was pretty good. um this was like the first instance of my thoughts on that changing, and I'll talk about that maybe this or in this video or maybe another video. But yeah, that was a person that I met. They stalked me for a bit. It was really creepy. I don't know why. They were kind of weird. Um, and the owners, not this, but I'm moving over to owners of clubs that I've seen. A lot of them are pretty. I guess I mean they have to be somewhat good at managing and um, micromanaging things, because it's kind of like think of it like a Final Fantasy 14 club as like a real club. Think of it like a Second Life if you ever played that. I never played it. I just know it's kind of similar how people can make their own clubs and whatnot. But it's because you have like employees, I guess, guards. Which, by the way, guards for fucking venues they're funny as fuck to me, because like you don't have to do like a thing that people always like say is like, oh, never teleport out of a club, never have your weapon or minion out. But the thing is, clubs are so common nowadays. Like some like just don't open anymore. New ones pop up. like these guards tell you to put away your shit, but you don't have to, because if you don't really go to clubs very often, because I never really go to the same club twice anymore, because there's just so many. It's just like I don't care. I don't give a shit. What are you gonna do? Ban me? Do it. Like I just stopped caring. And they just kind of like they think they're intimidating, and they try and like talk shit. Hell, one time one guy like threatened to report me for harassment, even though they talked to me first and I responded to them, and I didn't say anything bad at all. I remember what I said no, and then I remember one time I said I'm gonna tell something I refuse. I thought that was funny, and I just kept saying no, and they got so fucking mad. And I just had my minion out, and it was funny. So like guards to me in venues are kind of stupid. They're only really there to tell you to put away your minion shit, but you don't really got to do that because what the fuck are they gonna do? Um, they have courts. Ooh, this is where the not safe for work shit comes in, right? Yeah, the courts. Um, there's a court for every need, probably. Out because these Final Fantasy 14 players horny as fuck, like a little bit too horny, to be honest with you. Um, I've never done ERP with them because they cost a lot, bro. I ain't spending money on that shit. Cause it's it's a hustle. I mean, because you can some clubs have their own rates for them, and then some clubs have them where they can make their own rates, and they make bank sometimes. I'd rather just draft at that. I don't want to like. I'd rather keep my dignity. Dancers, pretty simple. You can pay them to dance with you. Uh, it's pretty self-explanatory. Nothing wrong with that. Bartenders, okay. Most of them use a macro for certain drinks on the menu. Um, but I do respect the ones that kind of do it with each one with its own like twist to it. Each interaction with its own thing. I do appreciate that. Sometimes they get a little weird, like with the ones that do body shots. It's like, okay, it's a bit weird, man. A bit too into it, brother. Okay, now the other club I want to talk about, I'm not going to name it. It was on Ferry, and the only thing I'll say about it that people might guess what it is that it was Lala friendly, and this was an 18 plus venue, so like not safe for work. Um, so that was a little weird because I was a Lala at that point in time, and I didn't think of it in that way. Excuse me. But apparently that's what they meant. They meant it in that way, and I was like, that's fucking weird. So, because if you sexualize all fellas, that's fucking weird as shit, dude. I'm not gonna lie. But that place was like one of the second. What? Because D-Light didn't last. I should have said that before. D-Light didn't last. There was some fucking drama. But if you're in clubs, you know fucking drama happens all the fucking time. But anyway, this place was pretty big. It had events all the time. It was always packed. There was always a line outside. I don't know if it's still open now. It's been like a year or two since I last went. But that place was usually pretty bumping, and it was always pretty packed. Let's see. Now the sizes of clubs. I think sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. If it's a new club, the chances of it being popular is higher if it's a large. Not always the case, but from what I've seen, new clubs that have a large plot in a certain area, not bad. They do pretty well. Small clubs, it really depends. They would need to start off with like having friends come over, and then if it builds up some speed, it'll probably do pretty well, or it'll be like some or most and just be kind of dead. Mediums kind of fit the name. They do pretty all right. They're in the middle. They don't do too bad. They don't do too good. Venue events from venues that are like outside. Like some venues, they go a little crazy and they do their thing in the yard of the FFC house, which is I don't really like those very much because they all feel the same. Because it's usually the large plots that do it because they have the most room. So and they're all usually in the same areas, and it's usually kind of boring. Um, Sometimes they make their own platforms. Like I know Siren has one, and Behemoth, no, Primal has one. No, it's on Behemoth. One on Primal has one, but they both feel the same, just different colors. Um, Now, I remember I made a character on Primal. This was before DC Travel. So I made a character on Primal just to see what Primal was like. And some venues did auctions. And if you know auctions, you know that um, girl characters dominate it. Male characters don't really, unless like you have a rich friend. We'll get into the rich friends soon, because that plays a big part to auctions, I think. Auctions are very bad, in my opinion, of how they are done. Because a lot of the time, it's like people don't know how to bid, right? See, because everyone just fucking nuts all over. Because like making money in this game is really easy, so they just kind of blow their load all at once on a bid, and then no one else bids, and it's like, what's the point? That's not the point of this, because it's supposed to be kind of like fun, crowd interacting, and multiple people bidding. But then, like, because I remember this one time, it's like first place I went to, there was, it was mostly girl characters because obviously, um, and they were all being bought out by the same fucking person because he went up to like 10 million every time, and no one was able to bid, and they had to kick him out because he was ruining it for everyone else because no one else could fucking do it, which to be honest kind of funny because like, damn, he's too rich, bro, you're too rich, homie. And he was a male aura, of course, gotta keep it in theme, boys, gotta keep it in theme. And they started doing the auctions recently in other places. I'm pretty sure they never did them in Aether before, until after DC Travel, because I did never seen it. And to be honest, with auctions, I think it's kind of boring when friends. I'm not saying you shouldn't bid on your friends, but just don't. It's just the 1%er rich people friends. They all buy each other out, and because I remember I went up to like 50 million for this one bitch one time, and it was just the guy that did it. I'm gonna name him because I don't give a fuck. Everyone already knows who he is. Zoli Orna, whatever the fuck it is. He fucking buys out his friends all the time, and I'm like, man, what the fuck is the point of an auction if like a peasant like me can't even bid on the first fucking few seconds? I don't know, man. I don't do it anyway because to be honest, most of them are fucking trash. Like I'm gonna be honest, the G posts for some of them fucking horrible. But that's just my opinion. Other people might think they're good, but I'm gonna be honest and give you guys my experience. They're fucking trash. And with guy characters, it's really fucking tough. Because to be honest, the G pose or like the art shit, that's like the only two things. Because people do not give a fuck if you're not a cat girl, man. Like it's. So I never even bothered to be up there myself because I can do G pose and I can draw. So but I don't want to do that because one, people probably aren't even gonna care just because I'm a guy character. What else about clubs that I can think of? DJs are hot right now. They've been hot for a while. Bars used to be the big thing. They got overthrown because, to be honest, DJs are a lot more fun, and like bars kind of suck because it's not really that crazy anymore. Like people were like, "Oh man, the Moogle Troop, that's so cool," but it's like they're kind of lame now, man, because it's like whatever, it's the same shit. But so now they've been relegated to Limsa's streets, man. That's the only place I see bards at is the streets of Limsa, man. They were thrown to the streets. It's pretty funny though. But I like DJs more. I think they deserve it more than the fucking bards do. Because sometimes, again, I shouldn't be saying this, but like they pay the DJs real fucking money. And I think they deserve that way more than the bards when they got paid. But yeah, to be honest, I think that's about it when it comes to clubs. Well, actually, no, wait, hold on. There's one more thing. My server I am on now, Primal, or my DC Primal. It's got a lot of clubs, and most of them are pretty similar. Because to a point, if you go clubbing, you do it so long that a lot of places start kind of like meshing together. They all kind of seem the same. That happens a lot, unfortunately, and I usually don't go back to these places. Like, I remember there's the Pink Miko. That's kind of lame, man. Just like, it's just, I don't know, man. A lot of these places just aren't fun to go to because of that. And you know, it is how it is, man. Like, it's not for everybody. Some people enjoy these places and only go to these places. Me, I like variety. I like it when clubs do some like their own gimmick, their own thing, because a lot of them just feel the fucking same, and I just don't stay and I don't commit because there's no reason to. But like, if you enjoy clubbing, keep enjoying it. I'm just a cynical person who has a lot to say about it and just want to document my experience. So my experience, of course, is going to be different to others. Others will probably have a lot more positive. Mine is just very it's both. I've had good times at clubs where I've enjoyed it. I remember one time I was at this who's the DJ? Bluegrana. I gifted him like fucking almost 100 subs because I was feeling it that night and it felt really good. I enjoyed that night. But then other nights I'm like just bored and I don't want to talk to anybody. So I just sit in the corner and just fucking go AFK. I'm gonna be honest, I'm on TikTok most of the time when I'm at these fucking clubs. But I think with that, I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it there. And for the next topic, I'm gonna try and like do these every week, just to document my experiences with this game because I feel like they're interesting and maybe someone wants to hear about it. But with that, I think that'll do it. So I'll make a video next week, and even if this doesn't do well, I'll still do them. But if you like it, give it a like. If you don't like it, dislike. I won't be able to really see it though, but and subscribe because why the fuck not?